What's going on, everybody? Make sure you like and subscribe to the Biz Nashville. Man, so we was talking Mr. Derrick Jaxn's business the other day, and it seemed like it's just blowing up more and more and more and more. So y'all got to keep letting me know what y'all know what's going on with this. What is this dude doing? But I'm back today because, Aisha told me that this was going to happen. And as soon as we finished the conversation yesterday, it seemed like all this stuff started jumping off and we messaging back and forth. But I'm about to get her on. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the page. And also, if you're watching, if you want to know what you can watch us on Facebook or at the Biz Nashville on Solberg Studio. Also on YouTube, we are on Solberg Studios. So make sure you like and subscribe. Tell people to follow us so we can keep talking other people's business. So, Miss Aisha, what's going on?
Good evening, Mr. Sid.
Good evening. So, again, let's just backtrack for a second. Derrick Jaxn. What had happened was he told us, it's like 2 weeks ago that he was having extramarital affairs. For those of you who do not know who Derrick Jaxn is, and you're black, you've been under a rock all this time. You gotta keep up. So Mr. Derrick Jaxn is the YouTuber. He's known for giving the relationship advice. He's known for his self-help, his motivational talk. And he's got himself in hot water with not just one, but two women coming out and accusing him of sexual escapades. We're going to leave it at that today. We a PG page. So yesterday we were talking about this one right here. We like to call her here the side. Yeah, that's what she is here. Miss Candace, down here in Florida. She was the second accuser that was coming out, basically saying that Derrick and her not only had, sex, but they had a full-blown relationship going on. So basically, following everything with that, he jumped onto the little, camera with his wife like they like to do. Only thing is, she had a little bonnet on. They was there trying to act all, together like they knew what was going on. But yesterday we find out, Aisha, that ain't the biz. That is not the biz. So we found out yesterday, and we are going to play some of that clip that I was holding out hope. But this is like a Tyler Perry movie, and it is getting messier and messier, and I am here for all of it. I just wish Cicely Tyson was in the background playing the part. Like, God rest her soul. So
Cicely Tyson would have told the wife to get out and love herself.
What she would have told? That's the Tyler Perry movie. Is this what we've become?
Love yourself. He is not your everything. Get out.
She about to be Diary of a Mad Black Woman with that little bonnet on. I mean, so now let's revisit everything before we play that clip real fast. Derrick Jaxn and his wife have said that they've already discussed all of this, that she knows everything that's going on. And we are finding out that, hey, that is not the case. Like, there's more. Do you feel like maybe, hopefully, is there a chance that this woman with the bonnet, that she just ain't outside of her mind? Like, them stretchy things on that bonnet ain't sucking her mind out. What's going on? What's going on? Her name is Bonnet Chick here. It's Bonnet.
It's Miss Jackson with a CKSON, not an X.
Nasty.
And it's Miss Jackson, not Jackson with an X. So, like I said yesterday,
Jackson with an XXX.
No, she's just one X. He's XXX. She's just one. Maybe not that. She's CKSON. That's what she is, Miss Jackson. Because he's Miss Jack Off. He's Mr. Jack Off, obviously.
He's coming across like Miss Jackass right now. But we're going to go on.
Yesterday, like I said, when I seen the video, let me reiterate that I don't care I don't follow his advice. I don't follow him on his platforms. I have only seen little clips of what he may have said, and it ended within 2 minutes. It's too long. I ain't got time for that. So when it came out and they did the interview together, it looked forced. Like anybody who has had a broken heart or a female know that that woman has been through worse things than Kunta Kinte on Roots. She was not there. Like she checked out a long time ago.
As a dude watching, what I saw when I saw Bonnet, I saw.
Look at his face right there. Look at his face. It says asshole right on the face. Like, in her face is over it. Over it. She's
Well,
over
according
it.
to her video, and I'm gonna try to pull a piece of that up when we had saw the other one when she was in her fatigue. She was, baby, she was wearing the helmet of God. She was wearing the righteousness. She came
at that moment you needed him because late last night when it hit the fan.
I hope she had that helmet on.
I hope you slept in that. I know you had to sleep in that unless she knew about it before we did, because she did say that before he gave her a gag order, she still let it go. The Tasha girl still let it go. So this we a couple of days behind. So the wife may know about this situation.
I mean, I don't think she could have known all of this. Any self-respecting person that heard Black people who would have heard all of that, nah, we done. So what we're gonna do is we're going to play some of this clip. I'm gonna kind of fast forward. We're gonna be stopping. We're gonna be dissecting some of this because this was real. Like, if you could have picked a worse way to get exposed, please let me know because this takes the cake. So let me go ahead and get a piece of this up here. Gonna get her going.
She ain't been pushed over the edge in 12 to 14 years. She ain't getting pushed over the edge tonight, okay? Now, she honestly thinks that Derrick has been faithful, okay? But once you listen to this audio that we're about to play right now, before we thank our sponsors, we got to thank our sponsors, you're going to hear different, okay? But in the meantime, I want y'all to go ahead and get ready. Put your kids to bed. They should be to bed because it's 11 o'clock, okay? Because this is really about to go down. Okay, we got some sponsors that we need to brag about, which means
nobody cares about your sponsors. We love your channel.
Oh, I had to stop. Okay, I am not going.
Okay.
I don't have social media. I don't follow bloggers on YouTube or anything. He reached out to me last night and said, if anyone contacts me for me to hang up and block them. He said all of this was because he got into, I guess, he was supposed to do an interview with a blogger and he declined the interview. And now this blogger is on a smear campaign. He never called out your name. He has blocked me on all social sites. When I say social, like platform, I mean like YouTube. I've never been able to find any of his videos unless they are uploaded by a third party. So, the video with the wife, I did not see that until I got on my sister's YouTube and pulled up his channel. And that's when.
So I'm going to pause it right there. That's so messed up. So check this out. He knew that he was about to be busted. You caught that, right? He knew he was about to be busted. So what does he do? He blocks this woman from his social media. And so for those of you who don't know, again, we're listening to this third accuser that's come out about Mr. Derrick Jaxn. So this trifling Negro, like, I respect the game so much. I respect it because he thoroughly thought about this one. He knew what was going to be going down, so he blocks her from social media. And so I guess from there, I mean, that was going to absolve him. I mean, nobody got another phone. Nobody got more than one account. So, Aisha, you with me with this one?
I have some to say a little different with that, with this little clip that you just played, because she says she ain't on social media, but if she's not, how did he block you on all social media platforms?
I think first off, we gonna get to it.
Herself.
I don't believe everything that she's saying, but I will say this: like, I think that he went to an extent to hide and to shield himself the best way he can with no publicist. Bruh, you gotta get a publicist if you're gonna be doing all this. You need to go find, what was her name? Scandal Girl. You need to get Olivia Pope, because you're going down. You need protection. You need protection from this. So let's go ahead and keep going with this for a minute.
And I was like, okay, he must have blocked me from YouTube or whatever. So he never explained the situation. I had to go and call and look at all of your videos, look at everything to find out what was going on. So I blocked him last night. He started to text me from a different phone number, and he just said, I need to speak with you. Allow me to explain this mess, face to face with you. I'm not from Georgia. And so, he knew that. So he knew that I wasn't going to be digging into his background or anything. But if he wouldn't have called me, I would have never known about none of this.
Now you say, now the wife says that he's.
So, I mean, I think already. And so we didn't play the first half of it, but we find out that she's as recent as last week. Like, I failed to believe that he was talking to his wife last week about this. What about you? Like, I failed to believe that up till there's no way. There's no way that homegirl is still sitting there and these chicks are coming out as recent as last week. Do we take a cooling off period or something?
Oh.
I mean,
it's been going on. This is nothing new. This is the only one that has came out publicly with it. We don't know how many females have called her phone, emailed her, sent pictures, whatever the case may be. The situation with this particular girl is that he lacked whatever it takes, which is respect enough for his wife and his kids to not bring his side piece to his home. So did you have her around your wife? What is going on? And then this lady is a whole total nother secret. So you in the mall shopping and down and meeting people, married like a mug, and you still doing stuff like that.
I mean, what do you say? Like, at this point, the wife needs to walk. And also, we go back to the whole. We know now that he was up for what, a 6-figure deal with Mr. TD Jakes. You said it, like, when we were talking in conversation off camera. Like, why are the church people always the first ones falling dupe to these dubious people? Like, I mean, I feel like
it's the trend. Like I was talking about yesterday, everybody follows the trend. Yep. Whether they have to find some way to monetize it. And what better way to monetize something when someone is talking about something that they like, honesty, not cheating on your spouse or significant other. Like the church tells you all about that, infidelity and whatnot. And by her being in the church, that was the plug in. She can't go nowhere when she's a Christian and she's married to him. I know she want to leave. Her body says that. When he went and did the response video for him responding to the accusations that was actually true about him, you made a mockery of her. You keep on slapping this girl in the face. Like, do you even care about her? Your demeanor.
I don't think they care about each other. I think they got. I honestly not. now
It's a
that
beneficial arrangement.
it might be an open relationship. They might be on that Tiny and Ti.
They might be.
I
I
think
mean, I hope that my thing is I want to come across. I'm not here to bash him.
I
I
am.
don't care about his situation, not neither one of them, wife included. But I can see a woman that has low self-esteem and is broken. And he's a predator. He preys on those low self-esteem type of woman. Yes, this lady is a surgeon and she has a degree, but she might lack a little non-common sense. Like she doesn't have common sense. A
No,
wife probably don't have none either.
we're gonna fast forward in this clip a little bit. I fast forwarded. Now, this part right here, it's okay. So you already let everybody know, like, these aren't no uneducated broads that he just meeting from goddamn Lenox Mall and he just fucking up. Like, these are real deal women. And so I could kind of see, because she was a surgeon, why, well, maybe she just, I mean, homegirl busy. She ain't got time to be sitting up on social media playing around with y'all, trying to get advice from a YouTube. Look, if she wanted to see a counselor, she probably got a good copay right where she worked to go see a counselor. She ain't sitting up on YouTube like the rest of y'all. So I could see that, but I'm gonna play this clip. This is the part that kind of made me, for her, lose a little bit of respect. And on the flip, he's trash. Like, he's trash. So let me get this one. So
this is just it's crazy. So so after I met him about a week later, you know, he came to my home, and that's when we engaged, you know, in sexual activity.
When was this? The other day?
No, this was when we first met.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, by the end of December, the end of November, early December, I found that I was pregnant. I told him, you know, off top, I don't want any children right now. You know, I'm 32 and I don't want kids right now. And he went through like this emotional kind of thing as if he gave a fuck, but I'm pretty sure now that I'm looking, it was just an act, you know. And he was just like, I don't want you to, you know, terminate the pregnancy. I really want this. Let's talk. You know, let me come over there. Let's sit down and talk. So he came to my home and we talked. And he said, "Well, have you set an appointment?" I told him no. Well, about 2 days later, I had already had an appointment, and I called him and told him. And he said, "Well, can you push it off for about another week?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because I want to make sure that this is what I want to do." So I said, "Okay." I said, "Well,
like,
this is what I want to do."
I can't. She's like a whole trash box. I am so down with her. A doctor. She's known this man all of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, and she's sleeping with this dude. And not only that, but she's not using protection at all. Now, this is one of the reasons why they ain't putting that COVID shot in my body, because you can't tell me. I'm like baffled. I'm baffled. So they had sex. Not only that, lots of times, but she ends up pregnant. So I'm still. I never found out in the audio. She did. Did you find out if she said it? I never heard her say that she terminated the pregnancy.
I didn't hear that either, so I can't say that part. I heard this part where she said that she waited a week and then something happened or something, or this story came out or something like that. I don't know what she said about the baby or
So
the fetus, the embryo.
She's a murderer. But yes, I said it for all you people who love killing the babies.
But did she go through with it though?
You know, at this point, no shade, nothing. I hope she wasn't doing this for a check, because he done lost all the checks. Like, that's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's unfortunate for him because she's a surgeon, so she still got her own bag.
And I don't understand why somebody with so much to lose would even be gambling with somebody you know so little information about. I will say this.
Are you speaking on Derek or on her? Because obviously he's thinking with the wrong head, obviously. So that's his issue.
He seems like somebody who wouldn't be caught up in this Pee Wee Herman scam right now. Like, I would think that somebody of her caliber who's not only went through the 4 years of college, another 4 years of med school, their residency, like just to do in the parking lot, and like it's pathetic. It's pathetic is what it is to me.
It's a user error situation. That's something that, like I said, he seems like he had, like, you haven't played this, and I don't know if you is, and I really don't give a rat's ass about it. But she said that the wife didn't even look like his type because he like big butts. Well, here's the thing, madam big butt surgeon. He has a type, and it's you, his wife, and the other girl. Low self-esteem, having females. That's his type. He don't care what y'all look like. He can tell that you have low self-esteem. He can shoot that out.
To even say that, like, it shows what kind of ratchet chick that she is. Like, I'm telling y'all, these people with all these degrees and stuff attached behind their name, listen, they just like they just like the chicks from the bar and the club. They doing the same thing. And at least they don't do it in the parking lot of their job. I ain't never catch nobody at that call center parking lot doing all this.
They are. They are.
Never mind.
They work at the hotels. They do it behind the dumpsters. They work in the restaurants. They do it behind the cars and the dumpsters. Yeah, it still goes down.
I mean, I would have just expected better out of someone her caliber. Now, I'm going to move on.
With that expectation, you get disappointment. So you don't have any expectations out of people.
Honestly, like you, I don't care about this. This is just like a Tyler Perry drama that I can't take my eyes off. It's like the train is wrecking, but it's so beautiful. Like you got to see. Like I've got to see.
You got to look at it, but you cannot unlook at it.
I can't
not look at it.
I shall not look at it. I'm sucked all the way in. 2 days ago, I could care less who Derrick Jaxn was. Hell, I was hoping that homeboy would work this out and he'd be good. Like, I don't like seeing people fall victim to stuff like this, but he need to go down. Like, he deserves to be dragged by the Grim Reaper by his ass hairs. Like, he has done the most. He has done the most. He needs to go. There's a special place in hell for people who lie like that. And what's crazy about this lie is not only did he think he was going to get away, but it is the audacity that he had on top of it. Like, not only is he smarter than his wife, but he's telling us all that he is smarter than all of us. Let me go call her. I'm gonna just shut her up. Oh, I'm gonna just tell him 4 words, and I'm gonna still get my contract from TD Jakes. He's trying to play everybody. Like, done.
That's like a situation where a person goes skydiving and don't pack their parachute. They just think they're gonna land on a bird and easily land to the ground.
I mean, like, honestly,
you just soared too high with your fraudulent self, didn't pack a parachute because you was feeling yourself. Your ego just had you all the way up there, and then you got pushed out the plane. You jumped out the plane. You didn't get pushed out. You jumped out the plane without nothing.
Cameras out there, like, this has got to be a lesson. This is at the time, Derrick Jaxn needs to be the time where you tell yourself there is limitations that if you gonna lie. Yeah, you gotta lie big, but you also gotta remember it's a lie. Like, at some point, you gotta always remember that there's a boundary. You can't cross this. You cannot, do not pass gold, do not collect 200. I think he should have, I don't think he would have been in this situation, if he didn't come down on that minister, John Gray. If he had left him alone last year, I don't think people would have had his name in their mouth like this. I think a lot more of this would have been.
He is not only women, it's men too, especially black men. They dragging him by his toe hair through it, through all the asphalt. It ain't even tar and it ain't cooled off. They just dragging him
And he needs it.
because because of how he was to other black men. And I'm like, so you threw them under the bus to keep yourself looking good when you should threw your own ass under the bus. And you have no room to be sitting there downing the next individual when you're doing way worse. And I don't tell people to leave their relationships unless marriages, because I don't know anything about marriages. You deal with what you want to deal with. If you know the vows that you took before the God that you serve, then you know what you know what it is. If you don't know, that's your business.
I think that's what it is, because everyone's for better or worse ain't sure for better or worse. Listen, I hope for most normal people though, like this is
I'm telling you, the serious part of it, from like where I'm looking, I could not. I personally can't deal with cheating. You cheat on me, it's over. I'd rather argue you down than you cheat on me. You're cheating on your wife and you're not using protection, and you're
we were having this conversation yesterday, and you guys that's in the comments, tell me how you feel about this. You were saying the other day there's a difference between cheating and having an affair. In instances like this, I would rather somebody have they were simply having an affair on me. Like, yes, there's more of an entanglement situation, but this dude was cheating with like 3-4 people, like probably more than that at this point. I mean, like, can we talk about the STDs that he could have potentially brought home to this woman? Can we talk about the fact that he has his kids running around in this house too? Like, can we talk about any of that? Like, I'm talking about physical safety. Like, I'll take the affair for 1,000, Alex, like all the way. I could wrap my mind around somebody saying, I found this person attractive because of these things, versus you over here with Chicken Florida, you over here with Miss Mad School, you over here with this person, you're just getting it in everywhere. Like, what does that say about me? You said I ain't. Like, that's what you just really said. So I ain't worth nothing. Like, what would it for you? You get what I'm saying? Do you feel me? Like, would you take the affair or the cheating?
I won't take none of the shit.
If you had to take one.
I won't take none of the shit. I could be fucked up and miserable by myself. Why would I do that to myself? Like,
what if they had the bag? What if they had the check?
Look, I can go prostitute. I don't have to be in a relationship to have meaningless sex and get a bag from somebody. I'm not finna be tied down emotionally, mentally, and supposedly spiritually with somebody that does not give a rat's ass about me. Like, you're a whole total embarrassment to your family. I don't know if you got a mother, a father, uncles, aunties who was probably bragging on you at a church, because you know how people are. Yeah, Derrick, my nephew Derrick, he's big now. You ought to check him out. Look, he got the book. It's his T-shirt and all this other stuff. You don't know who all was supporting you, and then you let them down like that. Your kids got to hear this and deal with mommy being hurt by daddy because daddy don't know which head to
be online forever. It's gonna be online. It's gonna be on this channel forever. I'm just saying.
On all type of venues, and you had the audacity to say or wear a shirt that said "Black men don't cheat." If you don't get your bootleg ass out of here,
like, I mean, I listen. I'm floored at this point. I will say this. I believe the relationship that he had with the doctor, he was trying to develop a whole relationship under his wife's nose. I still, for Miss Candace over here, I believe that she was just nothing but a jump off. Like I honestly believe that. I believe that.
Well, the surgeon said that there was somebody there before her.
I believe that.
So it just wasn't her.
I mean, at this point, I think he just needs to. He has two options at this point: delete all social media, which I know his ego would not allow him to do, or he needs to come out and just pull a Shaggy, like caught me red-handed creeping with the girl next. He just needs to say it. He just needs to say it at this point. It's a wrap.
He should have went on and apologized to her.
Apologize? You can't apologize.
He should have went on and just apologized to her and not tried to explain, not said nothing, just left it as it was. He shouldn't have said nothing. Because you know, the more you talk, more things are going to come out. When you talk about me and my wife, we worked it out. You squeezing her knuckle juice out of her hand. Like, that's how tight you hold her hand to get her to say her line that you done told her to say.
Pull on it. Pull on it. Like, that's all I can say. I will say, I think this needs to be a lesson to all of us when it comes to following these advice people on social media. They do not have a degree. They do not have unless I'm checking into your office, you are not my doctor. You do not issue unwarranted advice. And what I do get from you, I'm taking with the most minuscule amount of care. Like the Bible says it, you gotta test these spirits out here. And you gotta keep an eye on them. Medea said it, you gotta watch. You gotta watch. Because I really believed him. Like after seeing how he was composed with his wife, I believed like, okay, she knows. Like we maybe never know the whole situation, but I felt like that was it. I did.
She knows because it's like I said last night, this ain't new to her. This is most definitely not new to her. She's this is her life, unfortunately.
So in that one clip that I don't know if you guys have seen that one, I'll try to pull that up in a second. Well, you know, when she was talking about she got the helmet of righteousness and the breastplate of the Holy Ghost, whatever she was talking about. Like
the helmet and all that other stuff.
Yes, she was just girded in truth and righteousness. Go ahead, girl. But the whole thing, like, do you believe that that's really her? Or do you think if you know something like this and you know what's going on, I personally feel like either you got real low self-esteem or you creeping yourself. I just must say that. You creeping yourself. She probably had that bonnet on because she got her wig snatched the night before.
Look.
How about that?
He probably just came home. She's been operating on autopilot for the longest. And when he came to her to do that video, she had just woke up. He just came home. She don't know where he probably been at. Like he probably don't even go home. Because obviously from that video we watched last night, the woman said, if you look closely in the background, the white arch is behind him where he's sitting in the car. That's my house. He's in my driveway. Who cares?
So I mean, like at this point, I am so like I'm disappointed, man. Like I don't want to be like that, but I'm disappointed. I'm just so disappointed in him. I thought he has an image of a put together brother, and I'm gonna be real. Like I don't pay attention to people's advice, but I never. It's hard. I'm not that person. Let me say it like that. Who is going to sit right here and nitpick somebody who you see trying to do right, even if they have their faults. But when they're exposed to this level, there's no coming back for me. Like I feel like at this point, at very least, he owes not just his wife, but his followers, he owes more than an apology. Like, I would like to see him on Marriage Boot Camp. He needs to be on Marriage Boot Camp. I need to start a campaign to let him and Bonnet get on Marriage Boot Camp.
I don't think his ass need to go on Marriage Boot Camp. I think he needs some counseling for himself. Like, you can't control yourself.
Now,
what is Marriage Boot Camp going to do?
So we got some listeners in some of the comments. So Erica Allen, what's going on? Erica says she think that she knew. I believe at this point the wife had to have known more than what Derrick told her. Even if he told her something, like, I'm sorry, you don't live with nobody. I don't even care if you got a roommate. You would have had to have known something. I'm the type of person where if you leave me in your house for 5 minutes, I'm gonna know something. I'm gonna at least know how much you owe Capital One or something. Like, I must know. Like, but for this, you're not going to play. You knew what was going on. You knew.
Because women have a gift that's called intuition. Now, like I said, if it's on her to forgive. Like, if she's programmed to say that, if she actually feels like that, none of us truly know if that is what it is with her situation. But this is not new to it. She's true to it. This has been going on. This has been going on.
I mean, I feel like, okay, first off, let me address this little women's
reaction is
get played.
Like, plain. Her reaction is too plain. Like, the way he said that, like, a split second, her reaction was like, well, yeah, I cheated a couple times last year. Like, this wasn't up in, the beginning of 2020. This is at the end. This was like a couple months ago. But you got caught with this girl in August through whatever you said, and then the one said she met him in October, and he was on lockdown.
I thought we was on a lockdown. He just get all over. And we didn't even play this part in the video because I was trying not to take it there. But she said the third accuser was saying that he would actually be pulling up to the hospital just beating himself. And I mean, like, the dude is a full-blown sex addict. Like, did you hear that in that audio? Let me see if I can pull that part up. Did you hear that part?
I heard that. I don't just think it's a sex addict. I think he's just a narcissist, and he's manipulative. He's controlling. He's just what the fuck he is. He's just that. Nothing.
I mean, I think, well,
he's what they say, capping, imposter, fraudulent, stunting, all of that. All of that.
I think he needs help. Like, I don't think he thought he was going to get caught. He's narcissistic at least. Like, to do all this and to be like, you're already caught. Like, a week ago, he was already caught and he's still doing this. Like, you have to be either extremely bold. You got to be a bold one. A bold one. Like, I can't even wrap my mind. Let me try to find that clip. Keep talking.
I just have pity for the woman and the kids, because this is a very, very wide open, very cyber situation to have unfold, and they need somebody, Bill Cosby Jr., or somebody to come around and take the distraction off of them. It's just the audacity of him to be doing fraudulent things like this, and you're talking and bashing men while trying to play women. That's not cool. But the thing is with that, like I said, when someone is giving advice, you take what you need out of the advice and tweak it as your own. Don't be no wholehearted follower. The men was after him because of how his demeanor was. You throwing us under the bus, talking shit about us, and you out here doing worse. Like, you in the malls, you at the bus station, you at the hospital.
Like, I was looking at some I was looking at a few of the vloggers on YouTube. He has bust up quite a few homes with ladies following his advice and then leave their man. I mean,
No, on that part, who's at fault, the listener or the teller?
both of them jackasses, in my opinion. But hey,
Well, you play a stupid game, you get a stupid prize.
boy, Aisha Erica Allen is following you right now. She's saying, "Preach, preach, preach." I mean, I will say that it's their fault for following that advice, but I think people wanted something to believe in when it came to people like that. Like they wanted, like, he just seemed to be like a solid person. Like, yeah, you sometimes you do drink the Kool-Aid because you trust people. Like, I'm gonna be real. I mean, and then sometimes I think a lot of people, they listen to a lot of stuff like this for validation. It's not because they don't have any clue of what's going on, but they want somebody to help confirm it. And for him being the big buff black guy, I guess he just has the look of somebody like, well, if he gonna say it, I guess, it got to be some truth to it. I mean, I don't think his stuff would have resonated that much if he had looked different, but hey, that's just me. So let me see if I pulled up this clip, and we're going to jump right back into that. So give that a second. No, my thing is, like, I'm at a loss to what to even say about Derrick with all of that. I just think the women who are involved, I think when it comes to discussions like this, we need to get to a point where we do begin to ask them questions.
But you know what? Where that happens is it starts with self, understanding yourself and loving yourself. That's where that starts, because then you can smell the bullshit 10 million miles away. That's on look, I'm a firm believer in you attract who you are. So regardless if she's a surgeon, regardless if she's at home or she's over here giving relationship, they all got some type of connections inside of them that they attract the same type of people.
They all floating with the same spirit.
Yes. So they just like him. They had they benefit in talking to him. They can't sit here and say, "Oh, I did not know. I could not see. I just didn't know. I wasn't checking for him." Man, everybody who know his name, Jackson with an X, looked him up.
So now a comment again is asking, they want to know, do you think that they were swingers? I believe that. Like, either she was cheating and had her own full-blown relationship, because there's no way in God's green earth while she's sitting up there looking like Bobo the Fool. Hold up. Before we even get back to that video, like, she would not be sitting there looking like Boo Boo the Fool if either she didn't know everything, she wasn't in participation in everything, or she was done with everything. Like, there's something in the buttermilk ain't clean. Like, something ain't clean. What do you think? You don't think they were swingers? They wasn't getting their Will and Jada on.
They could have. It could have started off like that, and she maybe did not want to participate. I can't really say, but I know he ain't been faithful to her majority of that marriage. It's too easy for him to do that. He didn't just say, you know what, I can't take it no more with your normal ass. I'm getting tired of you. Let me go out here and get somebody that got 30-inch
when it comes down to it, I think he loves his marriage. I think he finds security with the woman he's with, but she looked basic as hell. I think that is the enticement, because all that other chick, to be very clear, like, you could see a similar build. They look like they favor, like, in the physical department. Like, that's what he was attracted to. I think it was.
That's what I was saying yesterday. Men and women cheat differently. Men cheat, they're visual and physical cheaters. And then, because let's just say this, just to say it, He married her for some type of reason that he liked. She has some type of qualities in him to say, hey, will you spend the rest of your life with me? She may be the good home provider. She may be the good accountant. She may give him the good connections. I mean, we know that he ain't walking the Christian way. She is. Maybe she has some connections with TD Jakes. Who knows? Maybe that's her great uncle. Who knows what's going on? But she served her purpose and her benefit. But it's like this with cheaters. They could have everything that they wish for and want at home, and they will still go and have an affair or cheat on the woman with somebody who ain't got edges, ain't got back, got motherfucking pimples, dusty, dirty, flip-flop wearing. Like, she don't even have a job, ambitions, goals, or hope. Because that's what they cheat with. Like, you ain't. It's very seldom that a man has everything he needs and wants in a woman at home, and he goes out and cheats with the same exact woman. He goes cheats with the opposite of what he has at home. Whether she's learning herself, she has low self-esteem, she don't know how to cook, or she's just sexual, he's going to go and find the opposite of what he got at home. When she dogs his ass out, he go crawl back home to the lady in his life, and she nurtures him back to health and takes him, baby, I'm just so sorry. My job is getting on my nerves. These people, these kids.
But
I just lost it.
I'm so thrown now with her reaction, and this is all like, girl, this is all happening in one interstate loop of your house. You had to have known a little bit more than what you pretended to know. Like, something is not sitting right. But we're gonna play some more of this clip right here, and we're gonna let some people hear, like, and y'all tell us what y'all think.
Versus, you know, having a I guess you can say a quiet, meek and humble woman, you know, and that's just crazy to me. Like the video, she looked like she was afraid.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, why would you?
He's very aggressive. Like, he has not. I basically told him a couple of days before Christmas that he had to leave because he was yelling in my house. And he grabbed me by my arm and was like, I'll leave when I be ready to leave. So I'm pretty sure if he roughhoused me or anyone else, you know, I'm pretty sure it's worse in their home.
Wow. And I mean, I guess this woman, like his wife, like, she can't see what we can see. Like, you know, it's like, why? First of all, this is the first time he's introducing you to the world. He has millions of followers, and you get on camera looking like you just rolled out of bed.
Yeah.
You got acne on your face. That's a lot of stress.
But Derrick will talk down to you. He will talk down to you. He will say mean things to you if you don't look apart. That he feel like some days, you know, when I'm here, I have my hair pulled back, no makeup on, or nothing like that, because I'm, you know, in and out of the hospital. And he'll say something like, "Do something better with yourself. You know, look like the professional you are. You know, or."
He's telling you, a doctor, somebody that actually did work to get where you are, to put on some makeup, make yourself look more professional.
Yeah, he will talk down to you. Like, I believe that was 2 weeks ago. I had a lash appointment, and I went ahead and took off all of my lashes. And when he seen me, he said, "You don't even look the same." And I said, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That your nails need to be filled in. You need your lashes on, or whatever." And he was like, I'm gonna leave.
I'm kind of disgusted.
You get yourself together.
I cannot lie, Aisha. Like, the more and more I hear about them, I'm like disgusted in these chicks. So, like, again, y'all, like, the doctor who has known this dude all of 3 months, according to her, I think we find out she's known him for 3 months. You got somebody schooling you in the way you look at everything and all this, and you done perform surgery and all, and they sitting in the parking lot beating off. Like, all of this is not gonna fall on Derrick. Like, I'm sorry. Like, Are people that desperate for a relationship?
Yes.
Somebody tell me in the comment. Like, are
IV
people
therapy. They need
desperate
to go to the ER, get hooked up with a couple of bags of fluid, IV fluid, because they're dehydrated from the inside out. I
Now,
said that he picks the women that is broken, and on his level, he attracts who he is. She just said when she ain't got her lashes on or this or that, and he talks down to her, why the hell is you staying?
I mean,
What's wrong with your goers? Like, what is wrong with your goers? Don't you know the red flags, or have you not ever been in one of these type of relationships? Like, you know what feels good and what don't. Like, this is a user error situation. Like, we can't just keep being mad at him.
I will say this. When it comes to Derrick Jaxn, one of the things I've always learned is sometimes your greatest teacher is your greatest obstacle at the same time. It's your enemy. Derrick Jaxn, I feel like the reason he's been able to teach women so much and men is because he ain't shit. He is preaching to himself. And in him being able to tell everybody, he is just telling you what he does. Your mic is muted. Aisha, you muted your mic.
Hello?
Backtrack. Yeah, say that again. You muted your mic.
It's unmuted.
Oh, fix your camera. No, again, it is, I think sometimes your greatest obstacle sometimes is your greatest teacher. I think when it comes to Derrick, he has been preaching to himself. And it is so easy to see that in the way he's been interacting with these women, the things that he says. So now we find out, like, okay, he's notorious for putting women down. He puts these chicks down that he only known for 5 minutes. I don't know why they tolerate it, but they seem to want to tolerate it. On the flip, she's even siding and saying, I believe he probably talks to the wife like that. So let me play like 5 more minutes of this clip, and then we're going to hear from me and Aisha once more. We're going to wrap this up.
Oh, my God.
And Derrick is. Like, he was, and when I've seen her, I can see his words affect her. And if he can tell that to someone he just met 5 months ago, imagine what he
5 months, excuse me. She let somebody dug her out for 5 months.
Wow.
So that's who he is. Like, he's that type of man that he will talk down to you.
But you that type of chick that gonna laugh.
Yeah.
And I said I don't know if you saw my last video, like what the last girl described, exposing yourself, like you're a public figure. First of all, you're a man and you're just exposing yourself. That is sexual assault.
Now listen to this.
Like, those are things you do not do.
Oh, he will pull off jacking off at your job. Oh, yeah, that's him. I'm keeping it clean.
He will jack off at the hospital while you're performing surgeries. He will be out in the parking lot jacking off.
Yeah, sending you videos and everything, and yeah, like he has no shame of anything.
My God.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Do I want to hear you right now?
Yeah, no problem.
Do I want to hear you right now? Like, ooh, Jesus dropped the charges.
So
like,
let me go back to the part that. Okay, so Tasha is we clearly know that she's super invested in it, because you ain't got your whatever your feelings is about him just on him. You coming and assassinating his wife. As a black woman, why would you do that? Like, why would you tear her down? She didn't cheat. She's been cheated on. Like, she's being humiliated in front of the entire world. And all you can say is she just got out of bed with her beret on and talking about her. Like, you were mocking her. He's mocking her. She don't need to be kicked anymore that she's down. Like, she's married to this man. She has to live with this man. She has kids with this man. Like, can we like give her a break and give it to his ass?
Oh, well, we got a comment that came in. I need some elaboration on this one. If anybody feels the same way, please drop this so I can know. One of our commenters is saying, "Hey, sometimes people cheat to save their relationship." I mean, if you got to do all that to save your relationship, do you have a relationship? I don't think they got a relationship.
You gotta cheat to save your relationship.
Listen, he more excited to be waiting in the Meharry parking lot for his boo than to be at home in your relationship. Like I don't. I'm dead. I'm dead with this whole thing. Like I really feel like Derrick has been preaching to himself, and honestly,
He mostly, that's where he's getting all his relationship advice from, all the fuck shit he's been doing to what he does to his wife and other women. He does different things to different women. Like his wife, he says the Christian things to her. Then ain't no telling how he talks to the other relationship chick. And then to the surgeon, I guess he talks down to her and tell her she's not all of that, but once again, she's whatever she is, and she pointed the fingers at the wife, talking about she don't even look like his type. Well, she been in his life for 14 years. You only been here for 4 weeks, so you need to check yourself at the gate, Miss Surgeon. You are no better than her.
Now, this person's elaborating. When you're married, sometimes you feel trapped and missing out on things. It's like a little bit of seasoning in bland food. His wife did look real bland in that bonnet, if we gonna call a spade tonight.
She probably do, but maybe she give him oral stimulation from the back like he like it. You don't care nothing about how she looks.
I should. Why do you? Wow, wow. So
I'm saying her looks might not have anything to do with why he's with her. Maybe it's her skills, or maybe it was her skills. Maybe it's something in her that made him want to marry her and stay married to her for 14 years, 14, 15 years. Now, if you got to cheat, which means you cheat yourself and the person that you asked to marry you to spice up your marriage, you really don't have a marriage. Like you can't go get some fuzzy dice, some handcuffs, a paddle, a lingerie, some whipped cream, some vodka like everybody else. You got to go cheat.
now at this point, we just went from Derrick Jaxn preaching to himself to Aisha is now preaching to herself. You got to swing Aisha.
I don't have none of that shit. I have a weight limit and I don't meet them measures. So
Dead. I'm dead. I'm dead. You just got lazy boy, right?
I don't have a lazy boy. We solo over here, so I don't have them problems. I can talk about anything under the sun.
Listen,
With no regards.
My whole thing is like, at this point, I believe that the wife knew something, but I'm interested to hear. And we want to hear where these comments go. So make sure you guys share this. Let people know about this conversation. I listen at this point in time. Aisha is a freaking what do you call the people who go on scene for stuff like this? She's going to be back because we're going to be talking about this more. And probably tomorrow we're coming back to talk a little bit more about this whole Kirk Franklin situation and Mr. King.